First things first, we've got the Suros RE41 auto rifle. Let's see what these things have got. Roll number 1's interesting. It comes with SPO28 for that bonus to aim assist, fitted stock, oiled frame, lightweight, rifled barrel, and rodeo, meaning it has a nice mixture of fitted stock for extra stability and rifled barrel for a nice boost to its range. Unfortunately, rodeo is just a perk that doesn't really do anything. I'd avoid that one. Roll number 2 comes with hammer forged, casket mag, lightweight, small bore, and focus fire. Small bore is going to give this a nice little boost to both range and stability at the cost of magazine size, while focus fire is going to give you a little bit more range, but it's of course going to slow down your gunfire. Unfortunately, it's not really the best perk for auto rifles right now. Roll number 3 does have SPO28 for the aim assist boost. It's got high caliber rounds, which is great. Appended magazine, another good perk. Snapshot, hand-laid stock to max out this gun's stability, and partial refund. Now this one's going to be interesting. Hand-laid stock is going to give this gun a massive boost to its stability, but it cuts down on its range pretty heavily. You can get a little bit of that range back with high caliber rounds, which is of course great for auto rifles since it causes massive flinch. And partial refund can be an interesting perk since you're using an auto rifle in PvP. You'll probably be getting quite a few assists. Ultimately, this is a very interesting roll and is probably the best of the bunch for this week. Although Banshee could definitely bring better, I would recommend you either hold on to it, or if you gotta pick one up, pick up roll number 3. Alright, next up we've got the Suros PDX41 Pulse Rifle. Now these are going to be interesting. Roll number 1 does come with fitted stock, casket mag, counterbalance, snapshot, and rifled barrel. So right off the bat we've got a mixture of fitted stock and counterbalance, which is going to give this gun a great amount of stability, and rifled barrel, which is going to give it a huge boost to its range stat. Like, why couldn't he bring this roll for the PDX45? This actually might wind up being a pretty consistent roll in PvE or PvP if you pick it up. Not too bad at all. Alright, roll number 2 does have perfect balance, oiled frame, take a knee, snapshot, and reinforced barrel. So once again giving you a little bit of extra stability with perfect balance and a little bit of extra range with reinforced barrel, but unfortunately take a knee is just not the best perk to have on anything. Roll number 3 does have SPO28 for the improved aim assist, high caliber rounds, casket mag, rangefinder, speed reload, and injection mold. So it's kind of like a less extreme variant of roll number 1. This one does generally benefit from that high caliber rounds, and of course rangefinder is always a fantastic perk, and injection mold giving you a smaller boost to your stability than something like hand-laid stock. Meaning roll number 3 is going to overall be a pretty solid weapon, and your choice is going to come down between roll number 1 and roll number 3. But ultimately I would say the fitted stock counterbalance rifled barrel roll of this gun is probably going to be a little bit better. About the only things roll number 3 has over it is of course the bonus aim assist from SPO28, and of course the flinch factor from high caliber rounds. So your choice between rolls number 1 and 3 are ultimately going to come down to your preference of that. I went with roll number 1. Alright, next up we've got the Thiessen FR4 Fusion Rifle. Roll number 1 does come with torch for the improved aim assist, it's got replenish, skip rounds, hand-laid stock to max out its stability at the cost of some range, and rangefinder and surrounded in the last perk tree. This is going to be pretty good. Roll number 2 also has torch of course, comes with army of 1, quick draw, hand-laid stock, life support, and exhume. This is basically an alternative version of roll number 1. It's got that big bonus to stability from hand-laid stock, but life support in the final tree, and army of 1 of course as a great support perk. Finally, roll number 3 also of course has the torch for the improved aim assist, it's got army of 1, enhanced battery, injection mold, rangefinder, and exhumed once again. Now the big thing about this is injection mold will basically max this gun's stability out too, gets it almost to the max there, while also costing you just a little bit of range. With the mixture of army of 1 and rangefinder in there, it's going to make that a very solid weapon for PvE. Ultimately your choice is going to come down to roll number 1 and roll number 3. Do you prefer replenish or army of 1? I went with roll number 3. Alright, next up we got the JLB-47 rocket launcher, and Guardians, let me tell you, you can stop with roll number 1. This thing's got soft launch for a small boost to its velocity, heavy payload to give a boost to its blast radius, flared magwell for faster reloads, grenades and horseshoes, and javelin. This is basically the best that you can get on a rocket launcher. It's got everything you need. It's got the bonus to blast radius, it's got the bonus to velocity, and it's got the best rocket launcher perk and grenades and horseshoes. Alright, and finally we've got the Tamara D Sniper Rifle. Roll number 1 of this bad boy has got counterbalance once again, partial refund, and perfect balance, quick draw, and finally appended magazine in the last perk tree. This is going to be very interesting. The mixture of perfect balance and counterbalance on a sniper rifle is going to make this thing super duper stable. It should be very easy to control, and of course appended magazine is a great benefit in that last perk tree if you want to get a magazine that's higher than 4. Overall, roll number 1 is pretty darn good for PvE. Roll number 2 is a little bit less so. It's got Take a Knee, Partial Refund, Explosive Rounds, Quick Draw, and Injection Mold. Thankfully, Injection Mold is there to give this a little bit of a benefit. Roll number 3, however, looks really good. This thing is rocking Unflinching, Performance Bonus, and in the third perk tree, it's got High Caliber Rounds, Quick Draw, and Injection Mold. So it's got a big boost to stability there, and it's got 2 great PvE and PvP perks in Unflinching and Performance Bonus. Both of those will serve you well. Stability is already such an important factor on these sniper rifles that having that mixture of Unflinching and Injection Mold might be just what this gun needs. So ultimately your choice comes down to whether or not you play more PvE than PvP, although I'd really recommend roll number 3 if you're a PvP person. There are definitely better snipers out there, but roll number 3 isn't too bad. Alright, that's pretty much it for the weapons this week. Let's check out the test weapons. This week we've got 1 Crucible gun and 4 PvE test weapons. Get out there and get that rep. Then, for next week's orders, we have got the Omalon Casitas SR4 Scout Rifle, very good weapon, I'd recommend picking that up, the Omalon Kumakatak HC4 Hand Cannon, the Omalon Ufern HC4 Hand Cannon, the Haka Jingu Kogo D Shotgun, and finally, the Haka Oif Rua D Sniper Rifle. There you go, Guardians, a fresh new batch of weapons for you to pick up, and hope that the gunsmith brings you something nice next week. The big ticket item this week is definitely that Suros JLB-47 rocket launcher. If you have that package, absolutely pick up roll number 1. It's way too good to miss. But alright, it's going to be it for this one, Guardians. Thanks so much for watching. Be sure to let us know what you picked up from the gunsmith down in the comment section below. And as always, I am the Black Link. You Guardians, stay frosty.